Okay, my Forex family, let's start getting into Forex. My name is Sidney Guajardo and coming to you live from San Antonio. And we are the trading places. Okay, let's get going. Let's look at Euro Dollar. I want to get into reading some charts. Okay, so there's a lot of students that have been experiencing some entry point questions. They've been asking some, when do I get into the trade? Even though King Solomon says to get in, that's a very good question. So let's take it Euro Dollar and let's see if we can figure something out here. Let's so right here, when I look at a chart, I go to the 1 day just to see what direction the trade is going in. Okay. All right, so let me back this up here. We're going to talk about support, resistance, and entrance. Exit is a totally different game. Okay, so here's the day. And this goes all the way back to March, probably February. Back here I can't tell because I have this thing in the way. Let me see. It goes all the way back to February 11th or so. So that's far enough. So what you still want to do is you still want to figure out where the highest point is, which is right here, okay? And we're on Euro Dollar. In the last day or last few days, it's been as high as $1.19,135, and it has been as low as $1.6380, and that was back in March. Okay. So it's climbed the charts all this way. Very good trade if you got into this way back in March. Talk about a swing trade. I don't know of anybody that, I'm sure there's some people out there, I don't know of anybody that stays in a trade for several months. But if you did, you made a bunch of money. Okay. So anyway, this is what you do. You find out where you are. So at this point, I've always told you guys, when you're looking for a trade, you always want to find out what the top of the market has ever been, and the day trade or the day chart will tell you. It's been as high as 119,135, and it's definitely on an upward trend. But the last few days, it's been going down. Okay, does that mean it's going down? Could possibly be. This is called a trend reversal. Today I made a lot of money on the euros going down. And it just worked. But if you can see this little smidget right there, I don't know what color that is. It could be red. I can't tell, but it looks like it's red. It looks like it's getting ready to come down. It just started a new candle for today. So this is where we're at. So let's say now, we know that it's going in a downward direction. So now let's look at the 240. We already know that it's going down. So, oops. All right, so here's the 240. Just as like I said, it shows a very good, strong trend going down. Okay, so from here, let me erase this. So now just keep that in your head, and let's erase these two figures here. So now we got to figure out where are we? We're right here. Okay, and we're still going down. So now the reason why it's important to figure out where you are is from there you want to find out, why did it stop there? You look, you put a line there, and you go back and you're looking for support and resistance. This thing bounced off of this line once. Let me see, 2, 4, 6, 8 hours ago. Okay. Let me see. Actually, yeah. Early in the morning, it bounced off of there. It almost bounced here, here, and here. So that's 3, 4 times. 5, 6, 7, you can count that, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I can talk about that later, 13, 14 times. When it's coming up from this side and coming down and comes back up, what that ends up meaning is probably the institutional traders are probably picking up some equity there. But we'll go back into that later. So this is called, if you're coming from the top coming down, this is called a support line. If you're coming from the bottom going up, it's the resistance line. Same line, acts as two different things, depends on where the currency is. Okay, so now that we know that it's going down, there's a resistance or support line there. It could possibly bounce and go up. Okay, so now let's go to a shorter time frame. Let's go to the 120. It's still bouncing there. And it's evident here that you can see that this is a very good support line. So what I would do, it's yellow now, it's green now, so it may bounce and go back up. What are the chances? No one knows at this point. All we know that there is a lot of pressure that's going down. Lots of pressure going down. So if I had to think about it, if I had to place, not think about it, but if I had to place my bet, I think it was going down, it retraced, went down, retraced, down, 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 retraced, down, and it hit this here. I think it's going to go short. Okay, so now this is, you know, you really can't bet your money on this until it breaks this support line. Okay, so I'm going to put here. This is why my students have seen me do this. Go short when Euro USD breaks 117.375. Okay. Then when it does that, wait for Solomon's signal. You necessarily don't have to wait for a King Solomon signal. You could just take it when it breaks there, or just at least have your button on ready to sell. I would wait. If it was me, what I would do is I would wait until I get past here. I'll put a horizontal rate on right around there. Just to be sure that it breaks it and just keeps going. Now it may stall here for a little while, and it may stall here, here, or here, but at least you know that it's going down. Once it breaks past here, there's a lot of real estate for it to go down. So especially when you have this much pressure. So this is definitely going to be a trade for tonight. This is a great trade that happened today. So that's how you find trades, guys. Now let's look at the 60. It's the same markup that we just did, but it's on a shorter time frame, so you get to see it a lot quicker. You see that? It was right, it was consolidating in the middle of the street. It's trying to get to this side of the street. It'll continue to go down until it finds the resistance or the support line that it may come down here and bounce. It just might. Well, heck, it might come up here and bounce. So just be very careful when you get into this area, okay? You may want to take it and pick up a few pips and see what happens. So if it does do that, if it starts here and goes to about here, you're going to pick up 15 pips before it bounces, about 10 pips before it bounces. Or if you want to play it safe, wait until it sees here. There's several different places you can go to where you have to wait to see to take the trade. This is probably the most safest. This is probably, taking it right here is probably the most aggressive. Okay. If you want to take it here, if you take it here, it could bounce here, here, or here. If it goes past this, it's probably going to go down to here and then bounce. So that's how you look for trades. So let's go to dollar yen. Okay. All right. So let's find out what the trend really is. Let's go to the 1 day. You go to 1D, it takes you to the 1 day. Okay. So let me break this down, all this markings. All right, so where's the highest it's been? Right up here. Right about there. And it hasn't been there since March. And the lowest is pretty much a few days before. So it went from its lowest point to its highest point in a matter of a couple of days. That was a fantastic trade. Look at that. And then it just went right back to the middle. It just kind of stayed in consolidation for several months. It kind of dipped here and dipped here. So this is, we don't know, this trade can go up or down. But right now what we know, so as of the last week, this trade has been moving north. Okay, that's the way it's been moving. It had one candle to get it there, but it's still in an upward trend. It's not a very strong upward trend, but it's still an upward trend. So let's look at maybe the 240. Let's see what that looks like. All right, it's still an upward trend here, from here. So let's see where we left off today. We left off right there. Is it support and resistance? Look at that. It just knows where to stop. Every time money stops, it always stops. Usually at the end of a session, it just works out that way. I don't know why. More times it's just what I've noticed. It seems like it goes right back to home, a support resistance line. So it's there. So we don't know actually what it's going to do. It could bounce and come down or penetrate and go up. Okay, so this is very important. But if I had to put my money on it, just by looking at it, it's probably going to go up. This is the dollar yen. The dollar had a good day today. The US 30 was great. The dollar is getting strong. The reason why is because there are talks about vaccinations, hydrochloroquine. There's a lot of things making it do this. But anyway, you have a lot of things that are happening. So this one's a fairly easy trade to figure out. Okay, so entrance. What I would do is let's take a look at our signals. Let's go to the 60-minute candle, the 60-minute chart. So right now our indicators are flat, but when the 120 goes up, the 240 and the 480 go up, take the trade. As a matter of fact, it may start going up. This is a hard one. So what I would do on this one, I'm going to put right here. Trend is long. But no agreement. So wait for some volume and wait for signals. All right, there you go. That's what it looks like right there. Okay, so let's look at a couple more. Let's look at euro yen. I made some money on this one going short today, and it did good. Look at that. Did very good today. Where did I start? I started trading. I got up late today. I got in right here. I took all the, if I would have just stayed in, boy, I would have made some pretty dang good money. So I got in around 7-ish or so. That's when I got up. Now let's look at, we already know that the trend is short. It's been short, so we don't have to go back to the day. But let's look here. This is the moving average here. So the way this is the moving average also counts as a resistance or support. So let's look at this. Where are we? It's actually sitting at 124.415, or pretty close, 124.417, and it's actually sitting on a support and resistance line. So at this point, what we're going to want to do is wait for some volume to figure out whether it's going to bounce off of that and go short, or go through it and go long, and it'd be a trend reversal. I think with the weakness right now of the euro, it's probably going to go short. So wait for some volume to see the direction and wait for signal. All right. It's kind of already wants to pierce it right there, but it's way too early in the day for it to make a decision whether you're going to go. I mean, if you take it long, it could go, but if you go short, it could go that way too. So it's a, I don't know how do you say it. It's a crapshoot, in other words. So just be very careful on what you do here. I wouldn't take that trade right now. Let's look at the last trade, Aussie dollar. Same thing. Everything's going down on this one. This is probably a safe bet that it's going to go down as well. Just be aware that it had hit a bottom down here, so it may come to here and bounce up. It may come to here. So just be very, very careful. Look where it landed today. Close of business is right there, right on a support line. So it's got to bust through or bounce up. Same thing. So it's kind of like one of those things where you have to wait for volume. To check direction. All right. That's it. We had some pretty good trades. So just go through that, go through all the trades and do the same thing. Pound dollar. Just do the same thing I did. This one's kind of going sideways. Looks like it's an upward trend, but there's no really agreement here. So just wait for that. That's how easy it is. Just take the easy ones, guys. That's all you got to do. This one looks like it's an uptrend, but it's coming down a little bit. So just be careful. It has a big retracement here, so just wait for everything to turn in the right direction and just be careful if you're trading live money. But anyway, from Sydney, Guajardo, and the trading places, quick message. Kind of weird world right now, especially during an election year. There's a lot of hatred, a lot of division. Smile at someone, be nice, and just remember you were put on this planet to help someone that can't help themselves. So always think that way, and everything's going to turn out just fine. So we'll catch you tomorrow, same place, same channel. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.